Dan Calixodi? You don't know, do you?
I don't know, really, because until they're out there on the course and we really see what the weather's... We've had a weather forecast, but until we see what the weather's really doing, it's very hard to say. I think it's hard to get away from the middle of the fleet. It doesn't look like a big boat race where they're going to have the wind and nobody else is going to have that wind. It doesn't look like a small boat race where there's going to be no wind at the beginning and then by the finish it's all going to kick in and they're going to take off. So we're probably looking in the middle.
Okay.
I've got a couple of boats I've got my eye on.
Yeah. We always have this conversation beforehand, Giles. I think you've been better than me over the years on this race. I'll be honest. I'll give you that one.
Never say never, Louis.
Yeah. And we did get a really good idea of what's going on with the weather from Mickey Broughton at the skipper's briefing, and there were a few eye rolls and a few gasps, weren't there, Giles?
There were. It's been a very unsettled picture over the last week. The models have been, there are different weather models out there which they all look at, and there are 5 or 6 that they consistently try and monitor, and there has been some convergence, but really there appeared last night certainly to be 2 scenarios.
I mean, the big standout for me was this low pressure system that's off the coast of Africa. We reckon it's going to hit part of the course, but what happens in the aftermath of that is very difficult to predict. But I know we've got some really good comments from Mickey Broughton on the weather in one of our VTs, and we'll be playing that.
We will
at some stage.
And sure, I think we can give you a look at the course map
very
shortly, and I can talk you
idea,
through the course quickly. Yeah. Hopefully that can pop up on the screen in a moment. It is a spectacular course, Louis. Look, here we go. Okay, so the race starts in Malta. Obviously, leaving Grand Harbour, the crews head north to Capo Passero, which is 55 miles on the southeast corner of Sicily. They then have a 100-mile leg, which takes them up towards the Strait of Messina. This leg's dominated by Mount Etna, 3,300 meters high, the first of 2 active volcanoes. Strait of Messina, 20 miles long, punishing tidal gate if you get it wrong. 35-mile hop up north to Strombolicchio, which is the turning mark just off the second volcano of the course, Stromboli. They then head across the top of Sicily, leaving all the Aeolian Islands to port, and the fleet will spread out over this leg to Favignano. There will probably be different weather to the weather they've had on the eastern coast. Once they get to Favignano on the northwest corner, they then turn south through the Agadi Islands onto really the first open water segment of the course. 75 miles in, Pantelleria, closer to Africa than Europe. Lampedusa is the southernmost point of the course. That's a further 90 miles on. Once they've rounded that outpost, they've got the penultimate leg, which is 95 miles back to the Maltese archipelago, where they have to go through the South Camino Channel, and only 10 miles remain to the finish at Marsamxett Harbour.
Yes, and I reckon this race has been won and lost on that last leg from Lampedusa, depending on the wind angle, the wind strength, and everything else. But I wouldn't just highlight as that part of the course. As Christian Rippard once said, in the light in Messina some years, that's where you can win the race as well. But it is a stunning course, but it's also incredibly strategic.
It's incredibly strategic, you're right. And it's an offshore race, so they're sailing day and night. They don't pull into harbour, go and sit in a hotel, do they? They carry on racing, and it's quite often during those hours of darkness that the big moves are made. People make gains. Those that really keep the crew moving, motivated, they've got their watch system properly organised, they're feeding them, they're watering them, making sure people are looked after so that they can really be on their game at night when it's easier. Let's reduce sail, let's take things easy. If you can push during that period,
absolutely
makes a huge difference.
Absolutely, and even when it's almost flat calm, when you're hardly moving, there's a huge percentage gain. If you can do half a knot quicker than the boat next to you, the percentage gain is massive.
That's true. That's true. I wonder if we can get the little weather report from Mickey Broughton. We've got just over 10 minutes to go.
Very revealing, wasn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get that VT of Mike Broughton at the
My name's Mike Broughton. I'm a professional navigator and a forecaster. It's really interesting what's going to happen. Very dynamic. We've got a little low pressure of the sort of Tripoli, on the edge of Tripoli area, or just close to Tunisia, that's spinning up tomorrow afternoon, and it's going to come up over the race area on Sunday. It's got a real kick to it, and some of the weather models are saying it could give us gales and huge amounts of thunder, lightning, and rain. And then a couple of the weather models are saying, oh, it's not going to be that bad. The centre of the low pressure is going much further east, and you're just going to see 20 knots, perhaps. So we're not quite sure which one is going to prevail at the moment. At the moment, I'm probably going for the windier version. I think that I'm on one of the bigger boats. I'm actually racing this year as well as doing the forecasting, and we should be well clear of the area where the low pressure will hit. But the smaller boats will be a real challenge in terms of the northerly wind that might prevail for a while. It's not definitely going to happen, but there's a chance of it. As far as the more challenging parts for me, it's usually the wind shadows of around the Messina Straits with the high ground. We've got Mount Etna to the southwest when we're in the Messina Straits, which makes a huge wind shadow. The wind shadow of Stromboli is a challenge as well. So negotiating our way around those is one of the main parts of this race, I think.
Well, let's hope it changed overnight, Louis, because let's hope the lighter version comes through. Otherwise, that's a big night.
Let's be real here. Looking around that skipper's briefing, we did see a few people certainly scratching their chins and taking a bit of a big intake of breath. We don't know what's going to happen. As Mickey says, where and when that low pressure comes is very difficult. It massively affects the whole race. And then what happens behind it after the carnage of that low pressure system is so difficult to predict. So I would say a typical weather scenario for the Rolex Middle Sea Race. We don't know.
The only thing certain about the Middle Sea Race is that it's uncertain.
Yes.
I think it was Tommy Rippard, who's done this race a number of times, who was asked his one-word description of the race. He said unpredictable.
Yeah, but be aware, all of these boats have been checked for all of the correct safety equipment, stability, etc., etc., etc. Safety is number one. And the boats can actually temporarily stop racing, seek shelter, go back to where they were, and continue racing again. And I wouldn't mind betting, Giles, that we get a couple of boats do that if we do get that 50 knots.
That might well be the case. I'm not sure they're allowed to step ashore, and I think we should make that clear.
Yeah, they can't get outside assistance, but they are allowed to suspend racing, go to safety, come back to where they were before, and restart. We've seen that before.
We've got 10 minutes to go. Do you think we should have a chat with Megan if she's on the line?
Let's go for it.
Megan, are you there? If you can hear us, where are you and what can you see?
I can hear you all loud and clear. We're just behind the start line right now. Energy is high. Everybody is getting ready. They're all briefing their teams. All the skippers are briefing their teams right now. A lot of mainsails already up because 10 minutes to go. Yeah, it's just fantastic being out here on the water.
How many times have you done this race, Megan?
I've done it 4 times before.
And do you have a favourite point on the course?
I think going around Stromboli is a great experience. The views are fantastic, especially when you get it at dawn and the sun's rising and, you're just going around an active volcano at the end of the day.
It doesn't really matter day or night, does it? You get a spectacle at night, you get a spectacle during the day.
Definitely. I mean, I've gone around it and it's, been spitting a little bit of lava at the top. It's glowing, and that's a great scene as well. I mean, just wow.
And how do you feel when you finish this race?
Finishing the race, definitely a relief. But, you make yourself proud, and you're proud of your team and the boat you've done it on, even if you don't place. In the class, it's still a great achievement getting around the 600 nautical mile race non-stop.
Yeah. How old were you when you first did it, Megan?
I was 18. 18.
That's quite an achievement. 18 years old, 600-mile race in the bag.
Incredible, incredible.
Yeah.
You know what, Megan? Kurt Arrigo, fantastic photographer for this race, told me the one thing he hasn't seen is a major eruption at Stromboli. He'd love to see the proper fireworks, but it sounds like you were lucky enough to see that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it wasn't a full-on explosion, but, you know, we were seeing the glowing of the lava at the top, you know, late at night. Obviously, during the day, you won't be able to see it. But in the darkness, you know, everybody has their headlamps on with the red lights, no light pollution around you. You can see that glow.
And this youth element is quite a key feature of this race and other offshore races too. But in this race particularly, Megan, there are one or two boats out there with what seem to be very young crews on board. What can you tell us about those?
Yes, well, I can tell you about the Maltese boats, definitely. JYS Jan and JYS Jarhead. They are a young sailing foundation. They basically bring teens and young adults on board, teach them, you know, the safety and the beauty at the end of the day of offshore sailing, and they give them that opportunity to take part in this fantastic race. And I think it's such a lovely thing that they offer.
Brilliant. Megan, thank you very much. We're going to come back to you later on and talk to you about one or more of the starts when we get there. But at the moment, Louis, I think we better have a word about the multi-hulls. We've got 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, 5 minutes to go to start one of the Rolex Middle Sea Race. We have 5 multi-hulls going, and I'll just list them. We have the Alibi 5411. We have the Rapido 53 Picamole, the DNA F4 Falcon, and the Utrema 5. And I love this name, Luke Seawalker. That's a brilliant name. And then the biggest irons, 84 Allegra. So that's just a straight list of the 5. Shall we start with Adrian Kelleher? Do we have enough time to talk about his wonderful Allegra?
I think we definitely do. It's a stunning boat. It's not the biggest in the fleet because we've still got Blackjack the Monohull, but in terms of overall presence, it looks a beast.
And in some breeze, you know, that's really going to pick up its skirt and go. Yeah. Paul Larson on board. We've got Helena Derveled. We've got Tom Dawson, just won the Admiral's Cup. But what about the conditions, Giles? We're not seeing a lot of breeze in Grand Harbour at the moment, are we?
No, but I don't think that's going to worry them too much because the multi-hulls just need to get out. And if it's coming broad to them, that's better than it coming straight at them. And I think today it still feels easterly in the commentary position. Let's hope that's what they've got.
Indeed.
They've done this race before, but they didn't complete it, did they, Larry?
That's correct. 2018, they saw 50 knots of breeze in Messina, and so it's unfinished business for Allegra. So Picamole was here last year, and there we have Allegra. You can see the crew there. What a difference to Falcon this boat is. Quite interestingly, they're set up, they're sort of going down the start line at the moment, just to sort of tell you where they are, and Falcon are the other end of the start line. So we've just got 3 minutes to go to the multi-hull start for the Rolex Middle Sea Race, and there's some boats very close to the line, Giles. I would hope that we're not going to have boats over because we've got this test rule, which means they get a penalty. There's no restart here.
Yeah, I think we should look at Falcon for a moment, Louis, because it's roughly speaking half the size of Allegra. But it's got massive potential in this race if it gets the wind it needs.
Yeah, an incredible machine, and in its way, it was very much a prototype for what we're seeing now in the foiling SailGP and America's Cup, for example. But this boat was built to prove that a multi-hull could foil offshore.
That's right. Shannon Falcone was on it when it did its first proven trip, which was with Jimmy Spithill, the America's Cup ace, and they sailed it from New York Harbour down to Bermuda. I think it was a sort of a publicity stunt, but also just to prove that you could fall offshore. They had quite a journey, and there is a film actually. You can look it up online.
Okay,
and
cool.
I think it's a YouTube film.
Yeah, and they've stuck at it. And you know, we've seen these radical falling boats, but this was one of the very first ones.
It is, and it will be. It doesn't fall in all angles of wind, so it's not thoroughbred in the sense it's not state of the art, but it's going to be it'll be super good to see it. We've had foiling boats before with the Mod 70s, but this is something different, and it's got a good match against the Allegra, and we should see a good race hopefully.
Yeah, let's talk about that later. I'll put a bit of chocolate dust on your cappuccino for that one, Giles. Anyway, we've just had a warning signal, so that's 1 minute to go. Papa is down, and
I would like to give a shout out before the start to Aldo Fumagalli though and Picamol, because he comes here so regularly. He was the only one last year and he still got on with it, still did the race. He doesn't really care about the competition particularly.
Yeah.
It's as much the experience for him.
Lovely guy.
Last year he raced with a guy called Patrick Philippon, who did the race back in 1972, 1973, something like that.
yeah, and a big shout out to Sardinia, because a lot of the crew come from Sardinia on Picamol. You can see them on screen right now, including Pietro Dalli, very famous round the world sailor and figurist, only Italian to win a stage of the Figaro, still. But anyway, they're coming up to the line. We've got a tight shot there on Picamole. And as you can see, it really is a slow start. Picamole just trimming on there. There is the gun. And from our position here, I would say that Falcon have won that start. They're going very slowly, but just to, I guess, leeward of them, if that's where the wind's coming from, we've got Allegra. So Falcon's staying out of that big wind shadow there very well. I would say great start by Falcon. Allegra were right on the money, and also Picamole. Great start from those three.
Yeah, they've got to get past Fort St Angelo. It looks like there's a bit more north in this wind than perhaps we thought. I'm looking at the water, Louis, further up the harbour.
Okay.
There's definitely lines on it. I think they should once they get past Fort St Angelo, they will pick up the breeze. It comes through
Let's hope
the
so.
bays.
There we've got a nice aerial shot of Falcon, and we're just sweeping down the fleet. That is Allegra, the Irons 84. That's got lengthened. It was originally 78, and it's had big scoots put on the back.
And it is now taking off.
It is now taking off. Yeah, they've got a lot more sail area and higher up. So
yeah, that'll make a big difference at Fort St Angelo because that's quite high.
Yeah, but that's 30 tons against 2 tons. It's amazing, and they'll probably have one hell of a race, particularly on corrected. But yeah, there they go, and Allegra is getting past Falcon there, but she's still in free air. So, but Allegra showing her pace there. Now, the interesting thing about the crew on Allegra is, as you say, we've got Paul Larson, who's done this race many times, also on Mod 70s. But the crew's been together for thousands and thousands of miles. And that does make a hell of a difference. Team morale on board on that boat is fantastic.
Well, I think they're using Paul Larson's skill at the moment because, if I'm right in saying, he's the fastest human under sail, isn't he, Louis?
I believe so. 66 knots, Sail Rocket 2. And he opened the champagne when he did that one, I can tell you.
And they're taking off now. They really are. They're starting to stretch on Falcon. The other three boats are true cruising catamarans primarily, so they're not expected to keep pace.
Indeed, but we've got Allegra in shot, Giles, and just to say, this boat has a serious palmares, for want of my better Spanish. They've got under the Mokra, they've won the Rolex Fastnet race, the 2021, 2023, Caribbean 600, 2020, Aegean 600 2 times. This is their second middle sea race, and as we alluded to earlier, they retired in 2018. before reaching the Strait of Messina with that 50 knots. So they'll be prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott Gray on board as well, 2 circumnavigations. Rob Grimm, the skipper, the boat captain, I should say.
And Helena Darvalid.
And Helena Darvalid.
She's a record holder in her own right too.
She is indeed, 24-hour sailing record holder. I believe that was with Maiden. And she's also done the Ostar with great aplomb. So, yeah, with some great sailors on board. And there we've got Falcon just disappearing around the corner as well. And as you say, we've got some great cruising cats here. We've got Luke Seawalker. I tell you, I love that name. Absolutely love it.
Well, this is a great shot of Picamole looking out down the harbour towards the breakwater, the inner breakwater on the right, outer breakwater on the left. They'll go through that, the gap, obviously, head out to an inflatable Rolex mark just further on, and then they will turn west up the northern coast of Malta, heading to a mark which is, I'm ashamed to say, I don't know the distance to Dragonara. I'm going to say a couple of miles, but it's much more than that at Dragonara, and then they will turn north at that point and head on up to Sicily.
Yeah, and we think into a lot more pressure. And yeah, we're looking a nice aerial shot there. You can see the breakwater there and out into the open ocean. As we're saying, not a lot of pressure at the moment, but that is due to change.
Yeah. And so we're looking to see, I think it is your friends Luke Seawalker that are struggling at the moment just to get past Force and Angelo.
Yeah,
they're the back marker.
They'll make it.
The legger is now outside the harbour.
Yeah, indeed.
And we've got 5 minutes to go, Louis, till the next start.
Okay.
So I wonder whether we should turn our attention to that, because that's quite a big start.
25 entries, yeah. And they're definitely revving their engines, for want of a better expression.
And they're due to start at 10 past 11. And as we said, these are the smaller, people describe them as the slower boats. They're not entirely Corinthian boats, although there are some very well sailed boats in this.
There are indeed.
There's 1 or 2 double handers, which are really important.
Yeah, indeed. I can just hear the chopper coming over, and you'll be seeing some great action from the air from this race throughout. You know, they'll be going up to Stromboli, etc. And just another shout out there to Jarhead, the Jarhead Young Sailors Foundation. And on JYS, Jan, there are 4 sailors, 16 years of age or under there. Lucas Shembri, Melly, Nathaniel Rout, Amber Haynes, and Philippa Bartolo Panis. And this is their second race. And I think 3 of them are 15. Incredible.
Well, there's 2 15-year-olds on that. There's another 15-year-old in the fleet, but we'll come to him very late on.
Yeah, and not forgetting Jake Malia on Jarhead. He's just 19.
And what a great age to be doing this race, though.
Incredible, incredible. But they're the future. They're the future, John.
You've got to have your parental permission under the age of 18, and what parents they are to entrust their children to quite young skippers on some cases.
Indeed.
Who have done this race a number of times and built up their experience. And
then we see going through the fleet there, having a little look round. Slow start again to this. Who we got on shot there?
That looks like Duffy turning around in the middle of the shot at the moment. I'm going to take a punt.
Well, I was having a look at the Austrian boat there. I believe that is... Better get this right, because there's 2 boats with the same sail number. But I'm pretty sure that is...
That's Mrs. Gump. The one
thank
you
you,
see now,
Charles.
which
Yeah.
we thought was a Comet, which we now believe is a Dailer 41.
Great name.
There's been some last-minute changes.
Is that Forrest's mother, Mrs. Gump?
It could be his wife. I have no idea. I'm going to see just Rachel. Megan, are you there? Can we talk to Megan briefly? We've got 3 minutes to the start.
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Where are you, Megan?
We're just at the mark just outside the harbour, and we're currently looking at Allegra, who just put up their kites to head down to Dragonara mark.
Yeah, I've got them on the screen, Megan, as well. Tell us, what are the sea conditions? What's the weather? What's the wind doing out there?
It's a little bit choppy out here, but nothing that these boats can't handle. They're quite stable, being multi-hulls. We have the next boat coming up just now around the mark, but Allegra has just taken off and filled up their kite.
That's a big kite, isn't it?
They're ready.
That is enormous spinnaker, that is. Yeah. So come on then, Megan. Would you like to be on board Allegra?
I think it looks really comfortable, to be honest. being it a multi-hull, you know, it's not heeling over just like a mono-hull would. So I think I would like to experience a middle series on a multi-hull.
Okay. And what about that sort of crew on board? You know, would you be a sponge listening to the likes of Larson and Admiral's Cup winner Tom Dawson and Helena?
Definitely. I'll be gaining all the knowledge I can.
Okay. Yeah, and I know Paul Larson has told us he's going to send us some video back as well. Giles?
We're 1 minute to the start, Louis. That was just the signal.
Okay.
Just to bring you back to stop dreaming about your trip round Sicily on a multi-hull and think about these valiant people who are going out on quite small, quite slow yachts to do this race.
Well, lovely.
May well take.
Yeah, lovely segue into the boat that's right at the pin end there. Wooden hull, Giles. Looks like Marconi Ketch. Who's that?
That is Valentina, and they're in danger of being squeezed out at the end of the line at the moment. Valentina is a wooden yacht, Pier Paolo Cane. He's done this race quite a few times.
Keep going.
He got an extraordinary overall finish. He came 19th out of 100 and something boats just a couple of years ago.
Incredible.
So he sails well to his rating.
And what a difference between Allegra and Valentina in the same race. But they have got squeezed out there. They're going to have real problems actually crossing that start line.
I'm not sure the Rolex mark is the outer distance mark or not. But anyway.
Okay. Well, I could owe you a drink for that one.
We could owe ourselves both a drink.
But yeah, just sticking with. I think you see the cannon fire off there as well. That's fantastic.
Well, that is the start of start 6 really, rather than class 6.
Very competitive, Giles.
Yeah.
And who we got in shot there? That's I'm not 100% sure.
No,
can't see the cell number on that one. But they're
number,
definitely concentrating.
Let's just talk about some of the boats, though, even if we can't see them, because they'll come past us very shortly. They certainly seem to be moving more towards the centre of the line. It is a Maltese sail number.
It's Vivace.
That's a good start for Vivace.
Excellent start. Did very well in the Yachting Multicoastal race as well, Vivace. I think they won their class. Yeah, on board we have. It is most certainly a Maltese boat. And they did, as I said, it's not their first race, Giles.
No, Andrew Agius Delicata and Matthew Gabrielli, they've raced double-handed, and last time out they raced double-handed. This time, I believe they're fully crewed.
Yep.
They've done well in class previously. They've certainly been on the podium in IRC 6. And I think this is the 10th race for Andrew, and he's one of those ones that started very young. His first race was when he was 15.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, then we got a nice wide shot. They are definitely picking up pace here, Giles.
They are. The breeze is coming in again. As we said, once you get past the lump that is Fort St. Angelo, you get a nice bay, big clear ground. And GBR 1394 looks to be Zephyr setting the pace just behind our friends on Vivace.
Yeah, that's Simon Thomas's boat. And on board he's got Ollie Hill, who was just the top non-French sailor in the Figaro. So good crew on board Simon Tom Zephyr, and they've got their second Rolex Middle Sea race. They were here last year.
Okay, and a few metres behind that, I've got FRA 38834.
Okay, and I think you'll find that is Antibes Milou, the Sunfast 3200.
Outside of them, USA 61344, Kiboku Tatu. I think they have they've done this race before. They were here last year. That's very much, I'm going to say, a Corinthian crew, and I'm spirited. They want to do well. They want to get around the course in good shape.
Indeed, that's the Arcona 380.
Of got the first of the JYS, which is MLT 7991, which has a very nice paint job, and I suspect that's the one that Megan was talking about earlier on.
Okay. I believe that is JYS. Jan, well done.
And they are then followed by GBR 8250, which is Misstar rating MT Bora Fast, and that's another Maltese boat. That's Matthew Shakuna.
Well
Matthew Shakuna did the race back in 2007 with his father on, I'm going to say Maltese Falcon. I hope I've got that right. And that was the race when we had the big storm and only a handful of starters actually finished the race. And he was one of them, aged 15.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, keep up with the binos, Giles. We've got the wide shot at the moment for start 2 for the people at home.
ITA 17360. That's a double-hander.
That is Kamena, the J99.
Followed by ITA 16134, and that is Duffy, and I love Duffy.
Yeah, do 434. And certainly not their first race, that's for sure.
No, Enrico Calvi, and he's raced around the world a lot. It's not just this race he comes and does. He loves the offshore racing.
This is an 11th race.
Yeah, I don't think he debuted in 2011. Got a 7th in class is his best result so far.
Incredible, yeah.
MLT 4515. That's Noah. That's the DIM Racing team, I believe, or DIM Noah Racing team.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got some tacking action going on, Louis. Right, how about GBR 8239 Chione? That's a Grand Soleil 43.
Yeah, indeed. You've got 4 crew on that. Bill Farrant, Chris Palmer, Eleanor Craig and Giles Lord Williams.
And the fleet's really spreading out. I know we're looking at the wide shop down towards the entrance of the harbour, but we're still down at this commentary point looking across to Fort St Angelo, and there are boats just going past us, including the J99, which is racing double-handed.
Yes, now that is called Calypso, but as we know, the Calaccioni and Rippard team are racing the FAR 30 in a later start.
That's right. So this boat is Filippo Moroni and Latieri Mondir, representing Taiwan, I believe.
Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic. I don't think we've had a Taiwanese boat before, that's for sure. Taiwanese team.
Pretty certain we haven't. There's another interesting yacht out here, which I know you know about, Louis. It's GBR 2188, which is Mowgli, sailing double-handed.
Yes, and it's a fantastic story, actually. 2 brothers racing on that beautiful classic Mowgli, a 1965 Illingworth Primrose design. And we think it's the oldest boat in this year's race, Charles.
I'm going to correct you on that, Louis.
Oh, yes, you are.
Stormvogel.
Yeah.
1961.
Sorry, I should have said in this start. There you go. Correction.
That would have been.
But no, lovely restored by the Harris brothers, Mowgli of Portsmouth. And a shout out to Yalm Yacht Club in South Devon, where they're from. I've got a few mates there myself. Mowgli lives in the Med, but she loves to complete the classic.
And she is a stunning boat. I hope we get a shot of her at some point.
Who we got on screen right now, Giles? MLT 7387. Let's see who that is.
So that's Vivace. They are looking as though they're out through the breakwater just about. It's pretty lumpy out there for them.
Yeah, there's definitely pressure out there, definitely. I mean, I think where the start line is, there's very little pressure, but as soon as they get past Fort St Angelo, the pressure seems to be...
And we're going to have to leap fast forward, Louis, because we've talked so much. We're now 3 minutes off start 3.
Okay, who we got in that?
Which is 21 entries. Obviously, we're going up in the size bracket, speed potential bracket. So we're looking at boats getting into the 40-foot, although there is the Nicholson 55 HM STC Dasher from the British Armed Services.
Indeed, the Nick 55.
Nick 55, possibly the oldest boat in that fleet, but I wouldn't put my money on it just yet. We've got a nice Swan 48, Grace from Sydney, first timers in the race.
Indeed, and they're all starting to line up now.
And you've given me a hard time about Avanti, the Hansa 430.
Yeah, Jeremy Jablonski and Marek Mirota, both from the USA, and that boat has sailed on its keel from the east coast of the USA down to the Caribbean, back to the east coast, across the Atlantic, Rolex Fastnet race and Rolex Middle Sea race. Incredible. They actually won an award for the number of miles they've done to get to the Rolex Fastnet race, and a wonderful couple. On that way, they actually helped rescue one of the boats in that transatlantic race as well. And big shout out to Jeremy and Marek doing their first race, never been in Malta before, and just true passionate Corinthian sailors.
And so this is the start where we begin to see, although we're still at the what we're going to call the smaller, less powerful end, we're looking at some really, really good crews. We've got the Far 30 that you've talked about, Calypso, Seb Rippard and Dan Calashoni, and of course we've got the other legendary sailing name from Malta. We've got Elusive 2 with Podesta siblings. Which one are we going to start with, Louis?
Well, I mean, Aaron, Christoph and Maya, we should start with all of them, but I think we should also give a big shout out to their father, Arthur, who took part in every edition of this race until his passing in 2015, and that's where all their knowledge has come from.
And the kids carried on, didn't they? They first raced with him, I believe, I'm going to go to 2002, and they have raced every race since then, so
Correct.
Carrying on that tradition. Only one of them hasn't. Take a guess which one didn't.
I believe that might be Maya due to, well, you can tell the people at home.
It was Aaron.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Because he just got married.
You're right. Maya gave birth to her lovely child and still did the race.
Still did a race.
Yeah.
And their lovely mother, Christine, looked after, and I think she still does look after the children. the other children now.
Yeah.
There we go. There's the start for start 3.
And they're liking the pin end for sure here. We've got one boat parked on the, quite a large boat parked very near the line, just moving forward. But it's, again, it seems to be a real wind hole just outside, just on the start line here, and then they'll start to pick up and go. Getting to that breeze is going to be important for sure.
Super, super important. As we've seen, the fleet really spread out in the last start, Louis.
Indeed.
And it didn't seem to be a favoured end particularly.
Well, while you're trying to ID a few boats, I'm going to give a big shout out to Michael O'Donnell's Dartwood, the Irish J121, doing their first race. And on board, they've got mini sailor Nick Kerwin. Dartwood was second in class for the season, for the Rourke Seasons Points Champs this year, just behind Long Courier. We'll talk about them later. And I've got to give a big shout out to Barry Hurley's mum. Hello, Pat, watching from Cobe, County Cork.
Okay. Louis, I'm looking in the middle of the line, just so you know, and I could see Elusive 2. Just watch the crew go up from the leeward side to the windward side, showing they're coming into the breeze now. They've definitely hit the line well, and they're up there with ITA 31041, also sailing fully crewed up on the windward side now. And these boats they're powered up.
Yes, indeed. And, I think Elusive 2, the important thing to remember about the Elusive 2 team is that they've won the class for the last 2 years on top of the 2 overall victories. So they're very difficult to beat. And I tell you what, they are showing a clean pair of heels at the moment to this fleet.
Yeah, they're closely followed by Shrika, a Comet 38, and that is a Comet 38.
Okay.
I'm just looking to see if I can find, there's a J111 from Croatia.
Yeah.
Mr. J.
Yeah, now Mr. J's an interesting one. So we've had a Croatian boat come back year after year. Muniek, she's not here this year. This year we've got 3 Croatian boats, including Mr. J. The J111. There's only 6 on board. And if you know a bit about the J111, when they race those inshore, they race with 10. So when the breeze picks up, those guys are going to be doing some serious hiking.
Okay, so directly in front of us, just going through a tack, is ITA 15650, which is Adrigal and X41, and they're going to cross behind GRE 2030, which is Phileas Fogg. Hope they don't take 80 days to get around this course.
I saw what you did there, Giles.
Is that a beer?
Yeah,
another one.
Yeah, on screen now, we've got the Croatian team on the J111. on Mr. J. And they have been an absolute fixture and fitting in the yacht club, sharing stories. And they had to decide which main to take. They've got 3 mains for that boat. And I think they've gone for the heavy one, even with this weather.
I'm just watching Grace of Sydney, AUS SYD8, the Swan 48, just heading out ahead of us. Beautiful yacht. They were being followed by Carpo, and I think that they were about to get a surprise, because if Carpo's right behind you, what are you going to get a loud boom of noise, aren't you?
They have a big following here on the bastions, for sure. Absolutely. We've got a close-up shot of an X482 at the moment, Giles, on screen. And
that's Fly from Germany.
Indeed, Fly from Germany. Looks like they're going well.
I'm hoping we're going to pick up MLT 030, which is the Far 30, which has got Seb Rippard and Dan Calashoni on it. They're over really towards Fort St Angela at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm expecting them to tack shortly, and hopefully they'll come into vision. But that is a boat worth talking about, because in my view, and at my age, that is a ridiculous boat to be doing this race.
Yeah, I've got a close-up here of, that's Christoph on the helm of Elusive. His brother Aaron trimming the head sail. There's Maya popping up from the nav station, having a look in the pit. And
David Anastasi, who's looking at the screen at the moment, he's Maya's partner, and he's a real, so there are now really 4 core people in this team.
Yeah, just look at the work Aaron's doing to trim that sail to get them out the harbour fast. Working with his brother. Great shot there to show that communication, that choreography that you need between the driver and the trimmer.
And if I got this right, last year I think they did half the race without any wind instruments.
You're correct. They went back to
and they still won their class.
But they're pumped up. You can see that.
Yeah. Oh, right in front of the commentary position
Okay,
now. What's this? AUT 4808.
Yeah, right on screen now. I think we've got Trigonostic. I don't recognise the name, but yeah,
There must have been a change. We've had a change in our start order. Quo.
Quo, beg your pardon, beg your pardon. Okay, so what do we know about Quo, Giles? Gerard Boast.
Gerard Boast, done the race before on a number of different boats, hasn't he, really? So
I think he's done it double-handed as well. Won the double-handed class.
Okay.
And, yeah, that's... look like they're in breeze for sure.
Right, just a reminder, we're 5 minutes from the next start. I wonder if we just a quick word, should we see if Megan's there? Because it'd be good to know how it looks at the buoy, or how she feels at the buoy at the moment. Megan, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Well, we're not exactly at the buoy right now. We're just outside of Marsamxett Harbour. We're following Vivace and the other boats right now. Vivace is leading the pack, going strong down to the Dragonara mark. Yeah, and they're just gliding along. I mean, there's not too much pressure out here, but they have a good breeze to get some speed in.
We're seeing some kites going up. We're on a wide shot looking out to the harbour mouth. We're seeing some kites up, but some boats not with kites. Is it quite tight, or how do you feel about it?
No, I mean, most of the boats down here where I am at the lead of the pack, they all have their kites up, and it's not too tight. You know, a couple of jibes and they'll be at the mark of Dragonara. Not really sure why some kites aren't going up yet. I mean, could be they're having some problems, but I'm too far away to see that.
Okay, no problem. Right, let's bring you back, Louis.
Yes,
3 minutes.
Indeed. Next start 4 at 11:30. We have 21 entries, and we've got some similar designs racing in this within the class, a battle within the class. We have 4 Swan 42s, 3 XP44s, and 3 Pogo 36. More details on those shortly. What can I say about this start? Well, as you say, we're starting to get the faster and sometimes bigger boats racing in this. But I just love the fact that there's the battle within that. And I think if they all work hard at it, they're going to pull them all up, the overall rankings. Looking at the weather scenario, I don't know, the XP44s might quite like, you know, if it gets a bit heavy. I'm not sure about a Swan 42 in a full gale though, but we'll see. And the Pogo 36, I mean, that's designed for heavy weather.
Yeah. The Swan 42, or Club Swan 42 as it was when it was launched, is an interesting one because it was built as a one design inshore racer effectively, and yet it's been proven to be good offshore as an IRC boat.
What's so cool for this race is that we have 4 of them from Bulgaria, France, Italy and Romania. And that just shows what an international fleet we've got here. How long we got to go, Giles? Just under 2 minutes.
Just under 2 minutes. And I'm afraid there is one boat in this start, Louis, which I'm going to pin a flag to as...
I think I know which one. Go on.
Long Courier, the Kerr 40... not Kerr 43, but Jerry Tronso. It's a Sydney GTS 43. Jerry first did this race in 1982. He won it in 2018. He came very close to winning it in 2019. He's got an awesome crew. You know more about the crew. I know one of them in particular because I first met him as a young man at the finish of the Rolex Fastnet race. When he won it, he was the first double-handed winner with his father when it finished in Plymouth. And he's just doubled up on that this year.
He's just won the last one, two-handed as well.
Finishing in Cherbourg, which is his hometown.
Yeah.
He is an impressive young man, impressive sailor.
And since then, he's won the Solitaire de Figaro at the 19th attempt. I mean, what a year Alexis Loison's having. Double Rolex Fastnet winner on the crew with Jerry this year. But he's not alone, I can tell you. Antoine Carpentier, he's won the TJV 3 times. Whitbread winner Eric Sandra. Anyway, it's less than a minute to the start. This looks very competitive, Charles.
I think we're looking at the...
I think that's...
There's expectation on these guys. There we go. They're off. But it's not all about fast modern boats in this start, Louis.
I hear you.
Because I've got another favourite in this race. I'm not sure it's going to do...
Well, let's just stick with it. We've got the Estonian Mat 1220. They've just turned back because they are outside that Rolex buoy there. But I think getting away very smartly is one of the Swan 42s. I'm pretty sure that's one of the Swan 42s with the dark hull. What sail number you got there on that one?
It's ROU 0. I'm going to take
Yeah, that's Lion Story, Swan 42.
Valentin Uru.
Yeah, doing a great job on that start. Valentin Uru's Lion Story. Big shout out to the Romanian there.
He's done this race a number of times, hasn't he? Previously with a boat called Set Sail as well, and he's been impressive. So I'm looking across. There's a second Romanian sail number, but I'm not sure they are.
Well, we've got another boat coming up really well there. What's that dark? What's that one? 3 in. Yeah, it is that Romanian sail number. You're right. Is it? No, it's another Swan 42, Giles. I'm sure it is. Yeah. Anyway, very competitive start for this. And as I say, we've got some really fancied boats in there. To leeward, quite near us, we can see Long Courier. That's the FRA 42380.
Okay, so just to confuse matters, the ROU01 is actually Dominique Tillon.
Oh, it is. Okay. And Dominique Tillon is well known to this race.
Yeah, he used to have a Kerr 46 called Tonnerre de Glen. First came in 2000.
And this is called Glen Ellen, this boat.
Yeah, he was first here in 2017, won his class in 2018, and has certainly been back since.
Yeah, and again, a top crew. They raced out in the Caribbean in the old boat and doing very well there.
Loving the yellow shirts on GBR 3098L.
And that is Be Wild.
Another Club Swan 42, Renzo Grottesi.
Yeah, indeed.
Another favourite son of this race. He's been here a number of times too.
Yeah, very good Italian team, including Giovanni Sanfelice.
In the middle of the pack, which you won't really be able to pick it out in this overhead, is Tonton Lefela. Louis, do you want to tell us about them? Another local of some repute.
Yes, absolutely. Tonton Lefela has done extremely well in this race in the past, that's for sure. And
Jonathan Gambin.
Jonathan Gambin on board, yes. Well, I beg your pardon, as the skipper. And we talked about him earlier, Giles, if you remember. 17th race.
Yeah.
17th race. That's
Got his son on board.
son on board, which is Gerald. And I hear they've done a lot of work to the boat as well. It's got a new keel. It's got a new bowsprit, new sails. So they're in good shape. And good luck to Tonton Lafurla.
So there's a bit of a gap then to a second pack of boats in this start. We're just being passed by BEL 733, which is Morpheus.
Okay.
Another Sydney GTS 43. And looking to see the back markers are still moving quite slowly, and we're only a few minutes away from. Well, we got 7 minutes to the next start. Sorry,
Okay.
Getting ahead of myself.
Who have we got on screen now? Forza Sailing. They've got to be Italian. And they're in the Azura as well. Looks like a Swan 42.
Morpheus.
Oh, Morpheus. There you go. Going very well.
The breeze is clearly up and down. It's if you get too close into this wall, you're having to head back across the harbour. So our position, we're on the northern side or western side of the harbour. I'm not quite sure of my geography, but certainly we're on the Valletta side. And
Interesting thing, Morpheus is
back
actually
from
a Belgian crew, which is unusual. Or with a Belgian sail name, I beg your pardon. I'm guessing it's a Belgian crew by the names on board. Yeah, so it's it's not glassy. We've got probably, I don't know, it's sub 10 knots, but there's enough to get them going. That's for sure.
yeah, as you get further down the harbour, more towards Fort Ricasoli at the northern end of the harbour, the breeze is really filling in at that point. It's much more shifty down here in the middle.
Indeed. Yeah, and just to say, should have been in this start, but isn't, is Solène for Pure Ocean, the JPK 1050. Unfortunately dismasted on delivery. All the crew are fine, no problem. But our heart goes out to Ludo Gerard for not being able to race due to that mast down.
It's a rotten luck.
Yeah, 60 miles from Malta he was.
Yeah, and that was a big storm because it was the Yachting Malta coastal race was going on at the time.
Yeah.
It was coming to the finish, so we felt it, but he really felt it.
Yes, he did. But everybody's fine. Ludo was in the club the other night and enjoying a good meal. But obviously it'd be great. Now, this is an interesting one on screen. This is Nola, the Estonian Mat 1220. Just did the Admiral's Cup, and that's got a very good crew on board, I can tell you.
Nacho Postigo in the navigator's seat.
Former winner of this race.
Former winner on B2.
Yeah, and that's skippered by Margus Udam, and it's Tavet Hinkrikus that owns that boat. And interesting design, the Mat 1220 by Matt Mills. Now, I know you know what boat that is, Giles. Come on, 53556. Come on, Giles, that's White Shadow.
What's the Swan 57, yes?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I thought you were getting me excited. That is my era.
But no, fantastic to see these Corinthian crews, racing here as well. It's not just all the pro crews that come and do the Rolex Middle Sea race.
And the back markers are just getting into the free air. I know we're not looking at them on screen, but at the back we've got ITA 17942.
And that is Vetara, the Pogo 36.
Okay, and they are with an XP44 GRE 1915, which is Gazelle.
Yeah, we've got Gazelle and Antelope racing, which is quite good. Both XP44s.
So now we're just under 3 minutes to the next start, Louis, at 11:40. This is the 5th start of the day.
Yeah.
We've got 2 after this, so you're going to start seeing bigger and better.
Well, the gaps are getting bigger, that's for sure, between the starts. So that's because the boats are getting faster. And we've got a little bit more breeze. There's a bit more cloud cover now. But we're going to start to get into the real performance stuff. At 11:40 in 3 minutes, we have 17 starters in the 5th start. And I'm going to pick out one that Giles knows so much about, and it's Lunzamia.
The Swan 651.
Now, you want to go around the world in one of those, don't you?
I would go around the world in one of those. Many people have.
Yeah. So
yeah, there was a Freres design. Was a replacement for the Swan 65, which we know was the equally successful yacht for Swan. Won the first Whitbread race. This one did the Whitbread race in later years.
Yeah.
They've had some very good results. They've been in this race a long time, Lunzamia.
2012, I think they debuted.
Yeah, they got a second in class in 2018. And it's just a lovely looking.
Yeah, I know you love that one. I know you do. But we've also got carbon boats in this class. It's quite a variety of boats racing. We've got two Neo 430s. We've got Yves Grosjean with Aphazique Impulse, which is a charity for mental health that he strongly and passionately supports. And we've also got Alemaro, that's the German Neo 430, Roman Pushchev, who's got a multinational crew. So it's not all classics in this class by any means. But there is one. I think it's the oldest entry in the race, Charles.
I think it is the oldest entry in the race, Louis. I think it's Stormvogel. The Van der Staat design.
Less than a minute. Less than a minute to start here.
Less than a minute. But anyway, this is the catch that took line honours in 68 and 69 and has been back several times since. It is always a welcome sight. And it even has a Maltese skipper.
Tommy Rippard, yes, indeed.
Grandson of John Rippard.
John Rippard Senior.
Winner of the 68 race.
Yeah, we've got a few Rippards in this race,
There's a few Rippards in this race.
Yeah.
We've got some other great boats in here, though. We mustn't forget RT3.
Absolutely not. And I'm looking at the start now, Giles. We are under a minute to the start. And who are the two boats up there?
So I've got HKG 1998 and RT is closest to the pin.
Okay, gotcha. That's Hydra, the HKG.
Making a very good start is MLT 5200, which I'm going to take a punt is the Ice 53.
Yeah, but I think RT is looking really good there. I mean, among Malta's finest offshore teams, RT3, it's an HH42, co-skippered by Lee Satriano and Christian Rippard. And one of the most decorated local crews. Satriano's won this race overall, 2011, 2014 in previous boats. Look at the start they're putting in there. And I believe Christian Rippard's done a few of these races, Giles.
Yeah, this is his 35th. This will be his 35th race. And having started the line, he can count it. And that puts him on a par with Arthur Podesta, who also did 35 races. So that's a hell of an achievement.
Okay, and that's 15043, good start. And I'm pretty sure that's Soliag, the French team there, with the Ice 53.
And they're being followed by the Turkish boat Bay Metal 829.
Yeah, that's Honor Tok with a Turkish team. Two Turkish teams here.
It's another Mat. That's a Mat 1180. So another good-looking boat.
Yeah, Mat 1180.
And I think I'm just inside of them, as far as we're concerned, is FRA 53205, and I'm going to say that's the Kerr 40.
And you'd be right.
4.
You'd be absolutely right. That's
and they've got a good record in this.
Gilles Caminade, yeah.
Good record in this race. Number of podiums in class.
Who we got on screen though, Giles? Is that Caminade?
No, that's. I can't see.
Not sure who it is. I think it might be.
Oh, that's Solieg. I can just see it on the boom.
There you go. So you've got Solieg on the screen right now.
Currently leading the fleet out of the harbour, closely followed by the Aeron Gat Floridia with Otravez and Arty closest to the southern shore of the harbour.
But yeah, great shot of that Solieg there. Thank you very much, team. One of two Ice 53s in the race. We've also got Otravez.
That's still looking down on Solieg.
Yeah. And all from France.
Yeah. We've got a New Zealand boat in this class. We've gone outside to look at Tonton Lefela on its way down to Dragonara.
Shall we have a chat with Megan?
Megan, are you there with Tonton Lefela?
Yes, I am here.
How do you think they're feeling at the
Looks
moment?
like they had a little bit. Well, there's a lot of commotion going on Tonton right now. They had a little bit of a problem getting that kite up, and something seems to be stuck in the air now. They've just lost the clue now. They're bringing down the kites. It seems that something's got stuck up the mast. So.
Okay.
Not going to for them right now, but I'm sure they'll fix it and get it sorted soon, so they can head on down to Dragonara.
Okay.
Yeah, you see the crew there working hard to try and fix the problem. But as you say, a bit of an air brake.
All hands on deck right now.
But that's all part of it, isn't it? It doesn't always go according to plan, Megan.
Now there's our oldest yacht
you
on
need
screen.
to be.
I'm sorry to interrupt. We're back in the
ready
harbour
for
and we're
anything
looking at Storm Vogel on screen, and we really.
And that's Tommy Rippard in the red hat. Yeah, what a boat, eh? Now, Van der Stad Design, Brunzeel, I believe, was the owner then. He built it in his own yard, and it's made from plywood. And the way carbon fibre boats are made these days is they do laminates. This, if you like, was one of the first cold mouldy boats ever built. And to this day, they still use the same technique. Amazing boat. Van der Stad built, Lauren Giles design, 74-foot ketch, 1961. As Giles said, line honours 68, 69. And built in Stellenbosch, South Africa. If you're watching in South Africa, I'm sure you're going to be cheering for Stormvogel. Plywood construction, and literally a forerunner to today's carbon fibre methods. Who we got on now? We've got...
Sailing factory from Poland.
Indeed, and I think we've got two... no, we've got more than two of these. We've got... I think it's about 3 FAR 45s, and it's called Favorit, is the other Polish one. And we've also got Sagola, Spartivento, Pepe Forniche, and this is skippered by Ania Madja from Poland. So again, a battle within the class, which is great. And the FAR 45, or Corel 45 as originally called, was designed to do a tour of Europe, so it has got some offshore pedigree, but it's really an inshore boat.
I think if we could persuade the cameraman to turn left, he'd see the newest boat in the fleet, which is Maxitude. I know it's not in vision, but we should just give a little shout to that boat.
Yes, absolutely. It's a Lift 45, Xavier Bellois, and with an all-French crew. And I had a coffee with him this morning in the Royal Malta Yacht Club, and having a chat with him about his boat. And he's planning to do the Royal Transatlantic race, or rather he's entered for the Royal Transatlantic race after this. But they're still getting to know the boat. As you say, Giles, brand new, Maxitude. It did do the Rolex Fastnet race earlier this year, but they've done 5,000 miles in it already.
And it's an interesting design, isn't it? Again, I'm sorry we can't see it in vision, because it's one of these scow hull yachts.
But it's 45 foot long, and a lot of the Class 40s turn into scow bows. But we're now seeing IRC weapons with scow bows.
Yes, exactly.
It's very interesting.
Right, well, we're less than 4 minutes away from start 6, Louis.
Righty-ho, and they're getting bigger and better. And who've we got in start 6, which will go at 11:50 local time. 16 entries, and this is, in my opinion, probably the best set of 50-footers we've ever had in the Rolex Middle Sea race. They run off the page. We have the Aussies on Zen, the Finns on Tuliketu, the French on Daguet, the French on Arabas. We have Django Deer with the Italians, Maverick, not a 50-footer, but another Infinity. We have Black Pearl Red Bandit. We have Ran 8, Arcus Blue Moon, the Turkish. And we have Final, the Pack 52. And I have missed out a few there, I can assure you. So
well,
this
you missed out Varuna, the Cookson 50.
Indeed. I mean, I could have listed the whole lot there. So not surprisingly, we're expecting a very competitive start here. It's a wall of carbon sails that we can see behind the starting line with less than 3 minutes to go.
And these guys are going to get out of the harbour really quickly. We're not going to have much time for this, Louis. This is my second pick for the race because he's on an absolute
I haven't had one
storm.
yet.
I know, but you've got to be quick to get in. So I'm going with Django Deer.
Okay, okay.
Former Caro.
Yeah, we've got to be specific here because there's 2 former Caros in this race.
Okay, so this the former Caro, the Bottine 52, if I'm right.
You are indeed.
Former winner of the Rolex Fastnet
2023. Yeah, won it in 23.
It's got an Italian crew on it this time, led by the irrepressible Vasco Vascotto, who, if anyone can keep your enthusiasm levels up when you're in the middle of a thunderstorm and pouring rain, Vasco's the man.
All right, well, let's see if they get a good start. What can you tell me, Giles? At the moment, we're looking at GBR 188. I'll have a look at who that is.
Okay, so I'm looking on the
And would you believe it? That is Django Deer. So we're looking right at him now. Alberto Bolzan, Bruno Zerilli, Chris Hoskins, Frederica Salva, Francesco Emiliani, Giovanni Lombardi Stronati, Michele Cicchetti, Matteo Romain, Mikey Muller and Mikel Canoni. That is the glitterati on board Django Deer. And hell of a boat.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at, look at that pack. Look at that, Louis.
That is fighter fleet, isn't it? That is proper fighter fleet.
There are no holds barred.
Yeah,
if you want an inch, you're not having it.
Yeah, very interesting this is going to be. I tell you what, with those kites go bang outside, that's going to be some sight. You can just see Arto there with the Finnish team on Tuliketto, Daggett 5, Pouzin. That's the Dayglow green boat there. Yeah, just incredible.
Yeah, that big, there we go. There's the start. The big one will probably be Luci Guida, the Vismara 80 that was in shot.
Yeah, looks like there's one boat that's made a very good start there at the pin end.
Yeah, that is GBR 4945, and I presume that's the Infinity 46, Quentin Stewart.
You are spot on. Back after a hiatus of over 10 years, and that's a great start from one of the smallest boats in this start.
And who's he got on board?
He has Stu Bannatyne on board, just to start with. And Stu Bannatyne raced on this boat all those years ago, and since then, and previously, he's won 4 round the world races. And that's a very small club, as in one person.
Yeah, they were 3rd overall in 2016, so they've got pedigree in this race too. Inside of them is, again, I'm looking.
Just give me the cell number, Joss.
AUS 520, which I'm going to guess is Zen.
You'd be correct. Yeah.
Yep. So that's Gordon Catelby.
Yeah, Gordon Catelby, and a shout out to Ellie Driver on board that boat. She's just done her first Figaro. And Ellie's sneaked on board with the Australians. She's most definitely from Britain.
It's also got one of the youngest crews, got another 15-year-old on the boat. What a boat to be doing this race on.
Incredible. An incredible team. Just done the Admiral's Cup. Did a fantastic job there for the Australians. From the Cruising Yacht Club of Australia. If you're watching in Sydney, give Zen a shout.
They are flying past us, Louis. We've just missed, so final, which was the Old Warrior 1, bright blue hull, if that ever pops up on screen. Beautiful looking boat.
Yeah, the Pack 52.
Just outside of that is then Ran 8. That is the first. The first.
Let's see if we can get a look at Pack 52, bright blue hull, and see how things are going on board. A lot of these 52s have been modified to go offshore, but that was built to go offshore, the Pack 52. They're going to try and have a look for it, I think. But there you can see the...
just coming past us now is FRA 5200, which is Arabas 2, and Gerard Logel. Love this story. Gerard Logel, he's about 2 meters tall. And he told me that when he was in the Navy, the French bunk was 1.90 meters.
All right, we've got the Pack 52 in shot right now. That's final. And, Yeah, mainly American crew on board John Desmond's beautiful boat. We've also got Kevin George, Matt Wardell, Joey Mello, Jim Turner, who's from New Zealand, Dom Davies and Anna McGlashan. Very good crew on board that boat. And I think we saw Simon Fisher, didn't we, at the
I think so.
briefing? Pretty sure that Sci-Fi's on as well. So very interesting to see how final goes. And I think we've got a nice close-up of them there. See if we can pick out Simon Fisher, a Sci-Fi. He might be down below, you never know. But that's Jim Turner with the guns at the back, I'm pretty sure. And there's Bicey, who's just stood up, and he's on putting the pedal to the metal. Nick Bice used to run the boatyard in the Volvo Ocean Race, and he can tell you a few stories, I can tell you. But yeah, that's Jim Turner working the runners at the back there. Big job, the runners. People think that's just a brutal job. It's not. There's a lot of trim goes on with
Okay, we're looking at Varuna on the screen now.
Indeed.
Varuna, the Cookson 50?
I think it's not. I think that's Varuna, the... Oh, you might be right.
I think it's Varuna, the Cookson 50.
There's another beer I owe you, Charles.
I'm never going to manage to down that amount. Chris Heemans from the St Francis Yacht Club. It's got a British sailor, Hattie Rogers, on board, who I believe did Sail GP and the Women's America's Cup.
Yeah, and her dad's gonna definitely phone me up if I got this wrong, but she did the Fastnet, which is very young, with Rolex Fastnet race with her father and her cousin and her uncle. I think this is definitely her first Rolex Middle Sea race. It might be a second offshore race she's done, but what a career she's had. It came up through the Wasp, Sail GP, and and the Women's America's Cup team, and yeah, she's absolutely flying.
Well, she's upped her ride, because I think if you've got this right, she did the Fastnet on a Contessa 32. This is something else.
Yeah, no, fantastic. Good to see you out here and taking on the offshore. Yeah.
Well, we're just looking down the sail of 53361, which is Lici Guida, which is the Vismar 80. That is a stunning boat. That's my style.
Okay.
I'd take that.
That's one of the biggest boats we've got, isn't it?
One of the bigger boats. Not a racing yacht, full interior.
Okay.
Very nicely looked after.
First washing machine round. What do you think?
Louis.
I better be careful.
Stop it.
I'll get told off. No, but great to see the team here.
Yeah, Jean-Michel Caille. He's done this race before. 26 tons apparently. Did his debut in 2021. Had a couple of, debut in 2020. A couple of miserable appearances though when they didn't make it round. But
okay.
Anyway, we're 5 minutes from the next start, Louis, and we're looking out over the ground. And I don't know. Again, we're not sure where Megan is, but I feel we should get some input on her, because I know she'll be getting excited now these guys are coming past.
I bet, particularly if the kites are going up.
Megan, where are you?
I'm just at the mark right outside the harbour. We've got the boats coming up. They're ready to round.
So you got to pick one of these boats. You get one of these boats, Megan. Which one is it going to be? Do you have it?
I'm not sure the name. I've never came. I'm going to tell you, I'm not sure the name of it, but the bright blue hull catches my eye.
Okay, that's final, Megan.
Good call.
Final, thought so.
Yeah.
Didn't want to get it wrong.
I tell you what, the joke material on board that boat, you've got a very good choice. Have you noticed, Giles, he thinks life's like a box of chocolates. He keeps asking you to pick just one.
You haven't picked any yet, Louis. Really, the pressure's on, because we're at the last start coming up shortly. You can't hide it.
Oh, you got over 3 minutes, Charles. Calm down. But, yeah, final, lovely boat, fantastic boat, and pretty dry down below, Megan. That's a good choice.
Yeah, that's what I look for. I like it a little bit dry. Don't like it too wet.
You said you want to come back and do this race, maybe next year. Is that the sort of boat you'd like to get on?
I would like to get on a nice boat like that, fast, just beautiful sail, honestly.
What about Daggett? We got Daggett on screen right now. That's the bright green boat, the Carkeek 54.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's a bit too much for me. I mean, I'm still, quite a mediocre sailor. I'm not professional yet.
Oh, don't talk
So,
yourself down, Megan. Don't. You've done this race 4 times. That's more than me and Giles have.
I tell you what, we'll all do it on Lucha
Yeah.
Guida next year.
I am not going to stay in
Yeah.
the galley though, Giles. I'm going to.
Oh, I've seen your cooking, Louis, so no, that's not a choice.
Right. Wow. Who we got here? We've
Right,
got on the stream. We got Daggett. But we are shortly going to start. But a very quick one on Daggett. They have a really interesting design feature by the main sheet. There are 2 pedals there which operate the hydraulics. I've never seen them in action, but that really did alarm me. But that boat is seriously quick. Very, very fast. Saw her out in the Caribbean last year, and that is quick. Frederick Pouzan's Carkeek 54 Daggett. That will be absolutely smoking in some breeze.
Right, well, we're back in looking over the start for the final start, which 10 boats in this start. These are the big boys and girls. We've got Blackjack 100, the largest boat in the fleet, the Reichel Pew, 30.48 meters. Second over the line, last year. They were so disappointed. You could see it in their faces. They really felt they should have won it, but they were up against a very good crew in Scallywag. They got their revenge in the Rolex Fastnet race this summer, where they did an excellent job right to the very end when it was difficult coming into the finish, and they put some yards in there. Whisper from Australia, Rolex 62, with Claire Costanza, who's the female navigator on board that.
Indeed.
Yeah. She's looking forward. This is their first race for that whole crew, I believe.
Yeah, and they mean business. They're overall winner of the Yachting Malta Coaster race as well.
Yeah.
And they definitely mean business. They took line honours in IRC0 for the Rolex Fastnet race.
That's their start.
Here we go. Who's got it?
Well, Balthasar in the middle of the line. What are they flying, Louis? Are you good on your sail combinations?
Whoa, I just can't believe the size of, I guess it's an A2 on Blackjack. Look at the size of that sail. But Balthasar are, interestingly, they've got a very high clewed, I mean ridiculously high clewed sail. It has to be sailed in its correct position. So that is an interesting design feature. I don't know what you'd call that sail, but it's a very high clewed sail. They've got another sail inside it. I guess they can also fly it from the deck as well. But yeah, that is very interesting to see.
It's certainly working though. They've got the legs on Blackjack.
It's there's probably a better name for it, but the closest thing I can come to is a jib top. But it's not really a jib top flying that high.
I don't think I've heard that since about 1800 and Nelson.
Oh, no, they're all right. But anyway, can we just say, I'll tell you what we're going to call it. We're going to call it Louis' birthday, because it's Louis Balkan's birthday on board. He's on the on the helm of Balkan.
Close up of Blackjack.
Happy birthday, Louis. And they've done a number on Blackjack here, haven't they?
They've
Fantastic.
absolutely done a number on Blackjack, but
if they can stay there for the race, they'll be very happy, because, I mean, this boat, Blackjack's taken line honours, 4 times. Actually, it's 5 times as well. It's incredible. So, but well done, Balthasar. Great to see. But we had a nice close-up there. We're just looking at the sail plan on board Blackjack at the moment. What a machine. Look how narrow it is, though. That's quite interesting. A lot of boats you see being built these days are a lot wider than that.
well, this is an original design from 2006 when it came here as Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, and no full cant on the keel. I love the fact they've got an international flag up as well, because they've got a very international crew. So there we see Blackjack heading towards the open waters outside the Grand Harbour. Line honours as Alfa Romeo in 2006, as Esmit Europa 2, 4 times line honours, nearly in a row, 210, 211, 212 and 214.
And never really had a go. They all tried to have a go at the record, but never got close to it, which is really extraordinary because they were capable of it, but they never got the weather.
Indeed. So you're looking at probably the line honours winner for this race if they get round. The other boats should not be able to hold on to Blackjack. But nice to see Balthazar doing the photo bomb on Louis' birthday.
I think so. I think I wouldn't have put my money on them getting out of the harbour first.
Great crew on board, Balthazar, by the way. But we've got Blackjack in shot right now. And we've also got Bram on board that boat. We've got the IMG cameraman on board that boat. And we're hoping to have a chat with him when they go round. So we should be getting some great footage from there. Now we're looking at Balthazar with Blackjack. On board Balthazar, you've got Ariane van Loostrecht, the Women's America's Cup team. Bauer Becking, Dirk de Ridder, Pablo Arate, both won the America's Cup. So very good crew on board Balthazar, the Mill 72, that you can see to the left of picture right now. And that's an interesting sail. There's a bunch of sailmakers watching this that are dying to tell us what it is. So put it in the comments if you know what that is. I'm going to call it, shall we call it the birthday jib top? How's that?
I'm not getting involved with it.
Yeah, birthday jib top.
What else have we got in this class? We haven't really seen.
Well, we're
these two have been so fast.
Look, you got the two trams there. Look how heeled over Blackjack is. We saw another earlier picture. She wasn't fully canted on the keel. I bet she is now.
Just about to get her nose in front.
Yeah. Once she gets her skirts up, she's got to be quicker than the 72. But it's quite interesting to see. Blackjack is a little bit noddy, and Balthazar seems to be getting through a lot smoother through the waves. So maybe that's because she's got a bit of protection from Balthazar now. But that's incredible. Look at the power of that. That is a huge sail, all the way from the bowsprit, all the way back to the primaries. That is a monster. And there you can see they're gaining big time on Balthazar, taking out, well, at least a metre a second there. They're now, you can see they're starting to get luffed up. So away goes the birthday jib top. And they're back to normal configuration.
Well, they're about to unfurl
the beast.
I don't know what you.
Well, you can see it hanging off the bowsprit. That's a serious amount of cloth.
That might be the.
That's going to be some fruit in the air, I can tell you.
Here they go.
Yeah.
Kite going up.
Well, it's got to hit the top first. Boom.
That'll get the juices flowing.
Interesting. Blackjack not going for a sail change. They've just eased off. Might take them a little longer on the 100-footer. And who we got here with the giant panda on?
That is Whisper.
That is Whisper indeed. The Rolex 62. Just did the Rolex Fastnet race and took line honours in their class and was fourth in class after IRC. Used to be Jetu, that boat.
Right, owned by David Griffith. And co-skippers with Matthew Donald and Chris Townsend, CYCA team.
Give us a shout in
Australia.
Give us a shout in Sydney.
Yeah, winners overall of the 2025 Yachting Malta Coastal Race.
Yeah, well, we're back with Blackjack at the moment, and there's a bit of crew activity on board. It could be, looks like they're rigging a sail here, so we're about to see. Another enormous sail, I'm sure, will get launched from Blackjack. Got one of the crew going up to the clue there. And there we got Balthazar. Nice shot of Balthazar. That's Rogier standing up at the front. He's going forward. Looks like they're jibing. Maybe not. Just pulling on a staysail inside that spinnaker.
Becking just walking back across the deck. If I was to go on an offshore race, here's one man I'd love to go on an offshore race with.
I've had the pleasure of sailing on board with Bauer Becking, and I was actually helming. Do you know what he said to me? He said to me, "Go about and leave the mark to port, and I went the wrong way, and he said, no, the other port. But no, he must have done close to 1 million miles, but bowbecking, incredible.
And just one of the quietly spoken individuals, knows what he's doing.
Most of the time.
Knows what he's doing.
I've seen him punch a steering wheel on a VT. Yeah, most of the time he is. And is that Christian Lebrun on the helm of Blackjack?
Christian Lebrun? Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah.
He's just switched over to the port side wheel.
Yeah. He's done the most amazing job. He is Raymond Devos's boat captain or project manager. I'm not sure what boat captain doesn't really feel just describes him. He's key part of putting this team together.
And it's team with a capital T, isn't it?
It is. It was that when they did the race last year, they had half the old Blackjack crew on board, the Australian Blackjack crew, and this year they introduced new people to the team, and it's proven to be in a really good shout because they did so well in the Rolex Fastnet race. They got line honours in the Palermo Monte Carlo again. I believe they did the Giralia too, and this is another likely. So
yeah, okay. We're back on board Balthazar there. They're hankered down amidships. You see Roger there just giving some hand signals about some trim. That's another thing to remember. It's 72 foot, this boat, but still, hand signals are so important because they're like a quiet boat. They need to concentrate.
They're not in vision at the moment, Louis, but there is another boat in this class that we haven't actually spoken about yet, and that is the VA65 Cranandonk, the Chinese boat.
Yeah, skippered by Cheng Xian with a nearly all Chinese crew.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a first for the Rolex Middle Sea race. Did we have a chat with them, Charles? I think
we had a chat with them.
Yeah, I wonder if we can
I
get
think
that
we
on
might better
screen.
play some footage.
Oh, fantastic.
That was just a brief bit of on board with Cranandonk, which we took before the race start. Great crew, really, really nice people.
Ambitious, very ambitious.
There's a lot of race experience in that boat too. I suppose the highest profile sailor on there is Li Xiaoshu, Lily, 2012 gold medalist in the Ilka class at the London Olympics, first Asian woman to win a sailing gold medal. She'd previously won the bronze in Beijing.
Yeah, and this isn't a one-off. I'm hearing they're putting a real program together.
Yeah, and it's great to have them here because there is some serious talent. There's a couple of guys on board that did the Volvo race.
Yes, indeed. No, and I also heard they're planning on coming out to do the Royal Caribbean 600, which I think would be fantastic. We're hearing actually a few of the old ocean racing boats coming out. We'd love to see a ding dong there. But right now we've got Blackjack in shot, and she's just about to pass
Cigar Rouge.
What do you know, Charles?
Sydney Gavinier. You know more about Sydney Gavinier than me.
Yeah, fantastic. Sydney Gavinier, he's done it all, but he's now got this, I don't know, old girl from the Vendée Globe, and he's taking people out and he's teaching them what he knows, which is fantastic. And there we got.
And he knows a lot, doesn't he?
We do. The Blackjack crew, not getting too settled just yet. They're looking at some sort of manoeuvre.
Well, that's Bram filming them, so let's hope they do it correctly.
Yes, indeed. Good luck to Bram on board. And they've gone for a furl. That looked like a very good furl. So effectively a jibe. Is that at Dragonara? Are they jibing towards the tip of Sicily, Giles? I don't know. But I would guess
they're still heading towards.
Oh, this is a right old bun fight.
This is Dragonara.
Got a bun fight going on here between two boats. One from Spain, one from Germany. I'll see if I can find out who they are. Is that 8692? Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Almaro, the Neo 430. And didn't quite get the Spanish number.
No,
sorry.
but there's our only Norwegian entry, 13040.
Yeah, indeed.
And that's just shot up behind them, GBR 1888, and they were from the second to last start. So
There we
they
go.
have really made up some
And
ground.
just in shot there is Black Pearl, the Class 40.
Django Deer just went past at Dragonara.
Oh, okay.
So they're right up there. These, as we said, they were going to make mincemeat of that leg down.
Yeah, that's going to be a hell of a fight, Giles, I'll tell you. Looking forward to that one, I can tell you. But are we looking at, who are we looking at now? Who's coming in here? This looks like Ran.
Ran, yeah.
Yeah, so Ran 8, this is the Karkik 52, Niklas Zenström, and a very polished crew. Just won the IRC Europeans. And
What a takedown.
yeah, I mean, that is one hell of a crew on board that boat, I can tell you.
And they're now about to start. They've got, this is that leg we talked about, 55 miles north up to Capo Passero on the southeast corner of Sicily. So open water passage. The wind is supposed to stay easterly during this period, so it will be they will be quite hard on the wind up there. It's not a reach for them.
But it could all change by the time they get there, Charles, couldn't it?
Could all change by the time they get.
We are expecting a change in the weather, and looking at the sky just here, we're definitely seeing a different cloud formation. Not sure who we got on screen right now.
Varuna.
That's Varuna, the Cookson 50, is it?
I'm going to
Must be.
Yeah, it must be. It's got the canard up the front in front of the mast.
If it's Varuna, it's definitely the Cookson 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, which...
They've done well in this race. Mascalzoni Latino was a Cookson 50, won it, I'm going to say in 2016. You can correct me on that if I'm
no,
wrong.
you're right.
And a second Cookson 50 came second.
Yeah, this is actually hull number 1 Cookson 50, first one ever built. And it's now owned by Chris Hemans from the St. Francis Yacht Club. So welcome, Californians, if you're watching.
Yeah. They're going to need some big breeze, though, aren't they, really, to get that thing up and running to its full potential?
Yeah, 15 plus to get the canting keel going. But again, it's one of these narrow boats, so it's quite good upwind.
Megan's favourite boat, final.
Indeed. Yeah, final. And they certainly look powered up. Yeah, all looking good there. Yeah, it's putting some serious sheet on there.
Outside
like
them is Zen.
Well, they're upwind, aren't they, Giles?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, they may well have done the mark. They may have well rounded the mark, and we've just not seen the mark. They're definitely heading north.
Yeah, but most of the crew there on the high side, not fully hiked out, but looked like they're in plenty of good breeze for sure.
Just checking. I don't know whether we can pick up Megan. Megan, are you still hearing us?
Yes, I'm here.
Where are you?
Hear you loud
Are you at
and clear.
Dragonara yet?
We are now approaching the Dragonara mark. Final's just gone around it, started heading up to Sicily.
Looking
But there are a
quite
couple more boats coming
cloudy.
down.
Looking quite cloudy, Megan. Do you think the weather's on the change?
Yeah, the weather looks like it is changing. I mean, the little low pressure system that we had right off the south of Malta is passing, and we're catching a little bit of that, what it seems. But
Okay.
yeah, it's got quite cloudy.
And we're seeing a lot of boats looking like they're going upwind.
Yeah, they are. They're on an upwind leg right now, heading over to Sicily.
Yeah, in shot we've got the Turkish team on.
Arcus Blue Moon.
Thank you, Charles. That won their class in the Yachting Malta coastal race, and that's an all-Turkish team, bar one. Do you know who it is?
No.
Well, I might have to get back. I'll tell you. I'll give his nickname. His name's Krusty. His nickname's Krusty.
I'm not even getting involved.
Well done, Krusty. I hope they do well.
This is but what did you spoke to one of the guys on this boat, and what did he tell you, Louis?
He said that Turkish teams are going to keep coming back here until they've won this race overall. That's how committed they are to this race. A lot of these sailors are dinghy sailors, and we now move to Zen, the Australian boat, the TP52. They were seriously quick in the Admiral's Cup, I can tell you,
Yeah.
and in the Rolex Fastnet race.
Oh, look, Stormvogel coming into the mark. That's H700.
Yeah,
with,
along with Tuliketto.
So there's a clash of cultures. Or
Just slightly. Just slightly. Yeah, I mean, well, you say that, but when Stormvogel was built, she was as radical as Tuliketto is now with her DSS
very true.
foils.
What's that on the outside? FRA 53556.
I think that's the Swan.
Is that the Swan 57?
Yeah, that's the Swan 57. But yeah, there you have the 1960s radical boat, Stormvogel, cold moulded. It's got some amazing deck features as well. And then Tuliketto, which has the DSS side foils, the canting keel, all carbon. Yeah, that sort of does it in a wonder, doesn't it,
Yeah.
Charles?
Yeah. Well, even the Swan 57 in between, that's White Shadow.
Yeah, beautiful cruising boat. Absolutely stunning.
I didn't get the set. I saw a 23 go past, and I'm not familiar with that sound number.
Okay. Well,
Going to do a quick scoot through. That's Looper of the Sea, the Baltic 78.
yeah, Baltic 78, canting keel, won the first transatlantic race in 2014. A very nice boat, extremely. And there we have Nicholas Enstrom's Ran. That's Nicholas at the wheel of the Kharkiv 52. Pretty sure that's Justin Slattery working the pit. And that is a seriously tight team on board that boat. Navigator Steve Hales, project manager Tim Powell. Fantastic team on board Ran. And he's tried to win this race before, as you remember, Charles.
Got another one of your favourite sails?
It must be somebody's birthday on board. They're flying this high-flying Clue. We'd love to know a little bit more about that. So if you know about that sail design, which we're christening the birthday jib top, let us know.
How wet's it going to be for these guys on this boat, Louis? We've seen some go past with quite high freeboard. This has got...
So this boat was built for offshore. So down below, it's really well sorted. They keep a lot of the water out from down below. They're very careful how they store the kit. On deck, it's an old one, but a good one. Wetter than an otter's pocket on board that boat. The same goes for Zen. It will be very wet on that boat, but it wasn't built for offshore. They've waterproofed it, but this boat will be a little bit wet downstairs, in my opinion. I might be totally wrong. But these are hard Aussies. These guys have done buckets of Rolex Sydney Hobarts between them. Nice shot there of Ran. And you can really see the water gushing out the back. That's where they're basically losing ballast. So there's water ballast on this boat, quite a lot of it, and they're dumping some of the ballast. That's what's coming out of the back there. And yeah, pretty sure that's Tim Powell in the ear of Nicholas Enstrom, just walking down to leeward. Might be wrong. That could have been someone else, and I'll probably get told so. But yeah, we're back on, I think. Yeah, we're back on Ran. Amazing boat, this one, I have to say. But Nicholas has tried to win this race four times.
He came close though, didn't he? Because he had that amazing run with his Maxi 72.
Won class twice, but not the overall.
And that was off the back of winning the Rolex Fastnet race back to back.
The boat was on fire then, literally with the results. But it's a difficult race to win.
That's the Cookson 50 again.
That's Balthazar coming up to the mark with the kite flying.
And the Cookson 50 just ahead of it.
So really interesting. The wind's all over the place here, Charles.
No, it's easterly, Louis. So they're going down to Dragonara, kites up, and then right.
Let's see if we can hold this for the drop. Let's right, marks out of 10 for the drop for viewers at home. I've got to say I'm going to give that an 8.5 for an offshore boat. They won't be set up with string drop or anything.
No.
That was nice and clean.
And there's no point getting it wrong at this time of the race, is it?
Absolutely
They've only done 2 miles.
Absolutely not, particularly when the cameras are on you. But nice clean drop there. And they look like they've got I would say that's probably an A3 and full main. This boat was originally an inshore boat, a Legra, a Mill 72. And it's been heavily modified, new rig, all sorts of things. But one of the fancy boats for this race, Giles. Wouldn't you say so?
Definitely. I would say they're a Class 1 winner in the making. They've done it before. There's every reason.
One class last year.
Yeah, so why wouldn't they? Oh, look, this is Ivica Kostelic, more commonly seen on the snow prior to 2017. He was Croatia's probably, I'm going to say, greatest known or best known skier. He was a slalom specialist, 4 Olympic medals.
Okay.
World Cup title, lot of World Cup race wins to his name too.
Yeah.
But he gave up the frozen stuff and went to this stuff, and he loves short-handed racing.
Yeah,
he's doing this
amazing.
double-handed. This is a figure 03. This is quite radical. I think he's been on class 40 before.
Yeah, Melikor, I believe she's called.
Yeah. And
yeah, what a change.
but he's done well in some big ocean races too, hasn't he? I'm going to get this right.
Yeah, I believe so. What is it? It's
I can't see where's my name. Yeah, he's campaigner class 40, 17th in the 2021 Transact Jacques Vabre.
righty-ho. Yeah.
And that's not a bad, it sounds,
No.
oh, that's a long way down, but actually you're up against some serious.
Yeah, and interesting boat. This is the boat that's used for the Solitaire de Figaro these days, the Figaro 3, which has the foils that you can see right now. Not working too well at the moment, but in some big breeze she picks up and goes. And yeah, race double-handed. Very different dynamic to the fully crewed boats like Blackjack, eh?
Yeah, you have to know everything from the front of the boat to the back of the boat, both of you.
Yeah.
Because if you're up on deck by yourself, it's no good thinking, well, I don't know that part. If
Yeah.
something happens, you have to be able to deal with it, and you have to rely upon your crewmate to deal with it too.
Indeed. And
That's Sailing
there?
Factory.
that's Sailing Factory, one of the FAR 45s. A little bit more of a sedentary drop to our friends on Balthazar. There used to be about 10 of those in the Solent Giles. We used to have some great fun with them, I can tell you.
Well, they've got good freeboard, so if it does get wet out there, they'll be fine, won't they? They'll be dry.
Yeah, but she's very tippy.
Yeah.
You know, and there'll be a lot of hiking going on, I can assure you. And there's nothing down below.
No?
Yeah, you've got
Nothing?
2 gas burners and some pipe cots.
Any sign of a head?
Yes, but only a curtain, if you get where I'm going.
There's 1 or 2 boats out there with no head, just buckets.
But they're going well. It's great to see. And
What's
there we have-
GBR 9072? We've talked about Whisper. GBR 9072.
I'll check it out.
Kaya Rossa, Shipman 72. They'll definitely have a head, probably 3.
Yeah, again, a really quick boat. Most of the shipments are carbon, so it should be quick.
Yeah.
But as you say, that's a fully fitted out boat. I doubt if they've got a washing machine on Whisper.
No, I wouldn't. I'm not going to say anything about the Shipman 72 having one, but they'll definitely have better galley facilities, won't they?
Oh, for
A lot
sure.
of these crews are going to be eating freeze dried for the next
Yeah.
few days. But
Sparkling
some of
or
these
still will be.
will be your option. But a number of the other boats that are doing it,
But it's cool. I think it's so cool that so many different variety of boats
Yeah.
can do the Rolex Middle Sea Race, enjoy the stunning views, and the seamanship doesn't change.
exactly. You just, it's your how you approach this race.
Yeah.
You want to be competitive. Valentina, the wooden boat, they are competitive, but they will have a much smoother sail around this course, or a much slower, more sedate sail around the course.
Indeed.
But they will do their best to race to their rating, and that's where it becomes interesting.
Indeed.
So this is your friend Sydney Gavinier on Cigar Rouge.
Yeah, little shout out to the team on board Cigar Rouge. That's Anatole Falcon, Boccabelli. We've got Sydney Gavinier, of course, Vincent Leborn and Jean-Yves Thieleux. And this boat has some fantastic heritage. But Sydney Gavinier, multiple record holder, around the world racer, teaching them all he knows. That's an education.
Well, we need to talk about Varuna 6, which is just in
Absolutely.
shot. GER 7111. This is a Kerr 56 custom build, and it's crewed by the Red Bandit team, Louis, last year's winner. Or am I wrong? No, I'm on the wrong boat. I'm on Black Pearl. I'm talking about Black Pearl.
That's a beer back.
That is
definitely.
Another beer back. I got so excited.
No, the, Varuna 6, Kerr 56, Jens Kellinghusen from the Norddeutsche Regatta Verein in Hamburg.
And it's got our favourite weather forecaster on board. Sorry. Big apology.
Yeah, Mickey Broughton. It's also got Tuni Bermudez and Jaime Arbones on board. Previous winner, Jaime, with B2. Tuni Bermudez won the Round the World race. Mike Broughton has done I don't know how many races. But it's 10 years since we've seen Varuna back here. She's a canting keel, Kerr 56, very, very powerful. Good luck, Mickey. Thanks for the weather briefing. I hope you're wrong. Back to Blackjack. We've got Blackjack in shot here. They look like they're in good breeze there, Charles.
They do. They're not. They're just going to pile through the fleet.
They are, and so they should. As you say, they've got one mission, which is line honours.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Crew is settling down on the rail there. They look quite happy with the sail combo they've got at the moment, and thinking about what's to come ahead. They have got a sail up on the high side, so they've got something ready to change. And change it will, Giles.
Well, there is this possibility, isn't it? We haven't had an update on the low pressure that was coming in from Africa.
Look at the cloud lines we're already seeing. We can see them physically here. We can see some interesting cloud lines forming. And as you can see at home, it's got a lot cloudier than the bright sunshine we had earlier on. And surprise, surprise, we're going to get a variety of wind conditions in the Rolex Middle Sea race, Charles. So we're about half an hour after the last start, and we're glad to show you these pictures out in Dragonera. And I don't know, Giles,
the boat in front of us is the Chinese.
Oh yes, indeed.
Volvo 65. Just off to the left in vision is another Volvo 65. That's the Austrian one, Sissi.
Yeah, indeed. You've got Luca Guida there. That's the blue,
splitting the
dark
fleet.
blue kite. And CC, as you say, the VO65 from Austria. So, I don't know, Giles. Is it nearly lunchtime?
I think we should try and get to Megan one more time. Is Megan there, or have we lost her? She's got overexcited. I think she's off to Sicily.
I think she's jumped on board final myself. But I think, Giles, that we've watched the start of the 46th Middle Sea race. You can re-watch the whole show on the Rolex Middle Sea Race YouTube channel if you can put up with my and Giles's banter. You can also track the fleet from our website, which is rolexmiddlesearace.com. You can also see the tracker on smartphones. Just go to your app store, download the YB Races. And we're also going to be doing a daily live show at 0900 CST. First one of those will be tomorrow on Facebook. And by all means, follow us at Rolex Middle Sea Race on social media channels. I'm just going to ask Giles, what can you see on screen right now, Giles? See if I can catch him out one more time.
I'm really hoping that this is Black Pearl and the Red Bandit crew.
Well, go on then. Go on.
Is it? I can't see the cell number. I can't see anything.
I just saw a Red Bandit T-shirt.
You saw red. You've got better eyesight than me, Louis. So we're going to give a shout to these guys because they had the misfortune of losing their rig in the summer.
Well, they had the fortune of winning the race last year.
Well, sure, but then they were coming back this year, all set up to go, drop the rig on the Solent.
In the Admiral's
It all
Cup.
looked bleak.
Yeah.
But they're a never-give-up team.
Yeah, young team from Germany.
Yeah. They have the motto, expect nothing, give everything. And they do. And they spoke to friends, or friends contacted them. They've made an arrangement. Stefan Jens very kindly made their boat available to them, and here they are again. It's going to be a hard call moving from a TP52 to this, because this is a beast, Louis.
It is. Indeed, the boat in 56. They got Mark Lagesse, the navigator, as owner's rep, but they went out of their way, Carl Peter Foster and his son Moritz, to thank Stefan Jens for using Black Pearl for this race. So we wish them all the best. They look like they're enjoying themselves, and they love a bit of social media. And if that's where you want to go, follow us at Rolex Middle Sea Race on all our social media channels. But from myself, Giles, and Megan, it's fair winds from me.
Yeah, Megan, any final words before we go?
Hey, yes.
No, I think she is too far out. We've lost connection, sorry.
Yeah, she's on final, Giles.
All right, okay, so my final words are big thank you to Yachting Malta, who have supported the live start, and we couldn't do it without their help. Big thank you to Transport Malta for closing the harbour and not blocking our view with a cruise liner. Really helpful. Thank you, Megan.
This was the start of the Rolex Middle Sea Race. Stay right up to date with the race at the official website rolexmiddlesearace.com or on social media with the hashtag Rolex Middle Sea Race.